From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. The Liberals say their budget appeals to Conservative voters, even as the official opposition blasts the proposed surge in deficit spending. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says the nearly $80 billion deficit will drive up costs for Canadians. Liberal House leader Stephen McKinnon tells Question Period today plans to boost capital spending in the budget will appeal to Poilievre's own base.
People who think of voting Conservative in elections, you know what they like about it? They like the hope. They like the ambition. They like the economic growth. They like bringing this country together from coast to coast to coast to invest in our potential, to invest in our young people, and to grow this country to be the best in the G7.
The minority Liberals will need the help of other MPs in order to pass the budget. And they now have one more seat after Nova Scotia MP Chris D'Entremont crossed over from the Conservative caucus. And he says he believes he's not the only one considering the move.
I would suggest that there probably are those that are in the same boat, but I will let them tell their stories if that time comes.
D'Entremont says he left the Conservatives to join the Liberals because the current moment requires leadership without complaint and a confidence in a strong future. American President Donald Trump's key tool for deploying tariffs faced tough questions today from the conservative-led U.S. Supreme Court.
The attorney opposing U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs told the Supreme Court hearing that the president has torn up the entire tariff architecture, and that's not something that he has the power to do. Trump used the International Emergency Economic Powers Act for his Liberation Day tariffs and fentanyl-related duties. During the nearly 3-hour hearing, the Supreme Court justices parsed the language in the statute that's known as IEPA, particularly the wording about the president's power to regulate importation and whether that even allows for tariffs. Many Republican-appointed justices voiced skepticism, noting no other president had taken such measures. Kelly Malone, The Canadian Press, Washington.
Global Affairs says a Canadian is one of 7 people killed in an avalanche in Nepal earlier this week. A spokesperson says Canadian officials are in contact with local authorities to get more information, but further details can't be disclosed for privacy reasons. The avalanche pounded a base camp Monday morning, and snowstorms prevented rescuers from reaching the site until the following day. Meanwhile, Global Affairs Canada says the country's considering how it can best support Palestinians in Gaza if a future peace deal leads to self-governance. That could include medical help and training Palestinian security forces, but an official did not suggest Canadian troops on the ground with a United Nations peacekeeping mission. The Hudson's Bay Stripes are coming back ahead of the holidays. Canadian Tire says it's launching its first product collection featuring the iconic stripes next month. The 26-item collection will include blankets, kitchenware, pillows, holiday stockings, ornaments, and more. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Maple Leafs continue a 4-game homestand tonight as they welcome the Utah Mammoth. Tonight we'll also see Flames forward Nazem Kadri play in his 1,000th NHL game. Calgary hosts Columbus. Also tonight, the Vancouver Canucks host the Chicago Blackhawks. Shane Bieber will be back with the Blue Jays next season. The right-handed pitcher's exercised his $16 million U.S. player option, keeping him in Toronto for another year. The Ottawa Redblacks have hired Ryan Dinwiddie as their new head coach and general manager. Dinwiddie led the Toronto Argonauts to 2 Grey Cup titles over 5 seasons. He takes over coaching duties from Bob Dice, who was relieved of his duties after Ottawa posted a 4-14 record this season, missing the CFL playoffs. And BC Lions quarterback Nathan Rourke has been named to the All-CFL All-Star team. The pivot from Victoria was among 5 Lions named to the team, tied with the Hamilton Tiger Cats for second most, behind Saskatchewan's 9. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.